Hi, welcome to IR-Pedia. My name is Equilibrium, and today we'll be talking about post-truth. For the sake of this explanation, we shall explain truth as a statement or a viewpoint that corresponds with the reality. Now, the definition of post-truth according to the Oxford Dictionary is denoting or relating to a fact where the facts are not as strong in shaping the public opinion as appeals to emotions or to people's beliefs. Post-truth is also defined as involving people's opinion and emotions rather than their critical abilities in a given situation. Now, emotions and opinions may matter in truth, but it is not as strong as facts in solving something. By that definition, post-truth is not the same as lies. Post-truth is a condition in which verified information are replaced by unfounded facts that are taking over because of some people's emotions and feelings are prioritized than facts themselves. Truth is losing its value in the society, making way for unfounded facts that people are loving, apparently. Now, in an era of instant communication, in an era where a certain president's tweets could affect the opinions of millions of people around the world, people ask, how exactly did we get here? Have we forgotten why we need correct, factual, and accurate information in the first place? There are several reasons why we are in post-truth era. Media and politics scholar Jason Harson in 2015 stated that we are living in a regime of post-truth. Now, Harson said that there are a few sets of human developments that have created the conditions of the current post-truth society. Now, the development of professional political communication informed by cognitive science is one of the culprits. This aims to manage the perception and beliefs of segmented populations through techniques such as micro-targeting, which includes the strategic use of rumors and micro-falsehoods. Secondly, the use of mass-raised user-generated content such as memes. Third, there are fewer trusted authorities to distinguish between truth and lies. And lastly, the advent of algorithms that govern what appears in social media and search engines. All that contributes to the development of post-truth society. As a result, we have created a social-political phenomenon in which facts-based truth have not disappeared, but instead they became the object of deliberate distortion and struggle by those who have more faith in emotions and beliefs. Now let's look at some of the phenomena that happened in the post-truth era. Now, the first phenomenon is our media outlet. Several trends in the media landscape have been blamed for the perceived rise of post-truth politics. These mainly come in form of state-funded news agencies such as CCTV News, Russia Today, and The Voice of America, which allow states to influence their audience according to their interests. Many news outlets desire to appear to be impartial. Many writers have noted, though, that in some cases this leads to false balance, the practice of giving equal emphasis to unsupported or discredited claims without challenging their factual basis against those facts that have already been tested and verified. For example, the 24 hours news cycle, which requires constant reporting and analysis, also means that news channels repeatedly draw on the same public figures, which means this will benefit the PR-savvy politicians. putting presentation and personality to have a larger impact on the audience than facts. In a whole new front, social media adds an additional dimension. It allows virtually anyone to create contents accessible by, again, anyone. Now, this made way for what is known as echo chambers, a condition where there is one faulty viewpoint that dominates the media due to a lack of fact-checking and rebuttals of such viewpoints. This allows a parallel of websites, publishers, and news channels to republish the unchecked claims without rebuttal. In this environment, post-truth campaigns can ignore fact checks or dismiss them as being motivated by bias, which ironically would be backed by the victims of such viewpoints. Aside from social media, clickbaits, article of distorted factual content with a misleading headline designed to be widely shared also contributes to the prominence of post-truth phenomena. Content is often judged based on how many likes or views it gets, creating an atmosphere based on clickbait that appeals to emotion instead of researched fact. Content that gets more views is continually passed around different internet circles, regardless of its legitimacy. Some also argue that the overwhelming abundance of facts available to everybody at any time on the internet leads to an attitude focused on knowing basic claims of information instead of searching an underlying truth or formulating carefully thought out opinions. This is seen in 2007 when the model and television personality Jenny McCarthy, whose son Evan is mentally challenged, appeared on Oprah Winfrey's show to take a stand on vaccination. She pitted her mummy instinct against the full might of the scientific establishment. When challenged to produce her own evidence, she said, "My science is named Evan, and he's at home. That's my science." To the course of the controversy, doctors had often complained that the internet and the mass-appealing clickbait websites had spread false science. McCarthy turned this allegation on its head by saying, "The University of Google is where I got my degree from." Another source of post-truth phenomena is the rise of post-truth politics, which coincides with polarized political beliefs. A 2016 Pew Research Center study of American adults found that those with the most consistent ideological views on the left and right have information streams that are distinct from those of individuals with more mixed political views, and thus they are very distinct from each other. An obsession for data and statistics also filters into the political scenes and political debates and speeches as they become more and more filled with snippets of information that may have been misconstrued, false, or does not contain the whole picture. Sensationalized television news emphasizes grand statements and further publicizes high-profile politicians. This act of shaping from the media influences how the public views political issues and its actors. This could not be more relevant as of lately. For example, the 2016 EU referendum, Michael Gove in the United Kingdom declared that people in this country have had enough of experts. While in the last US presidential race, both the media and the public were fascinated by Donald Trump's consistent rebuttal of fact-based views and opinions. To the wake of those events, terms such as post-truth, post-factual, and fake news have entered the mainstream. If the truth is atomized to the point where I can have my truth and you can have yours, then how can any of us actually have a conversation? Without a basic set of assumptions on what's true, we have no starting point for the debates that we engage in. a perspective in the study of international relations, provides an explanation for the post-truth phenomenon. At its core, constructivism assumes that the truth as we know it is a product of human ideas that are passed on from generations to generations. Thus, constructivists believe that every statement, every view, every belief can be altered if only there is a change in the ideas behind them. In the post-truth era, we should remember why scientific-based facts and empiricism came to being in the first place. Why people stopped believing kings are a divine appointee to rule a nation. Why people stopped attributing natural disasters with astral beings. All those, plus the unimaginable progress of human beings, were achieved because scientific-based facts have proven themselves over and over again as being coherent with reality. Thus, in the post-truth era, where a spark of emotions and beliefs could lead to confusion or even destruction, we have to shape our ideas to orient around facts that correspond with reality and know the boundaries between fiction and reality. After all, what we think, say, and do would affect us all directly in the reality. Thank you for watching the last episode of our current season of IR-Pedia. We will be back with more insightful experiences and insights to international relations. So stay tuned to broaden your horizons and knowledge on international relations and all the issues around our world. Thank you very much. We'll see you later.